Hola, yo soy Osvaldo Ojeda Casimiro, or just Señor Ojeda, or just plain old Señor. So, a little bit about myself. This is my 27th year here teaching at IMS, and this year I am teaching all grade levels 6th, 7th, and 8th. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about each class. The sixth graders, our focus is more on communicating with the Spanish language, and we spend a lot of time also learning about Spanish speaking cultures. So I share my experiences, and I expect the students to share their experiences of when they've traveled abroad and when they've lived in other cultures, especially those cultures that speak Spanish. We don't focus too much on grammar, if any. Um, Although some students do ask me, Senor Ojeda, how does this work? Why does this happen? So I do take the time to talk to some of those students, but it is not our focus in the classroom. Our focus in sixth grade is just communicating and with confidence in the Spanish language. Seventh graders. Seventh graders is a 2 trimester course. It is the it's first part of Spanish 1. In eighth grade, they'll do the other 3 trimesters. So it's 5 total of trimesters. Um, and again, our focus is them being confident in Spanish. We do focus on grammar. I tell my students that their responsibility is to learn the vocab, and my responsibility is to teach him how that vocab works through the studying of Spanish grammar. I remind them often that Spanish grammar doesn't equal English grammar and vice versa. So they're responsible to learn the vocab, and then we'll work on the grammar in class. The evaluation in my classroom for seventh and eighth grade is solely based on them meeting standards. Their assessments in these standards. So, and any of these assessments can be retaken as many times as they need to improve their grade. Um, the best time to retake a test is obviously before school is the best time. Gator time is also a great time, but that fills up pretty quick because students want to come in and retake it and so forth. So I'm here quite early every day during the school year, so students can come in and do a retake, and they can work with me as well, one-on-one, on what they are having issues with the assessment, what part are they messing up on, and we can work together and figure out what how they can perform better, do better on their assessments. Um, so their grade is basically, it's solely based on assessments. Assignments, homework assignments, in-class presentations will have no bearing on their overall grade, but them completing these assignments will definitely help them perform better in their assessments. Um, if they do not get their assignments completed, I will note it on Skyward, or Skyward Cumulative is that new system that we're using. It is you'll be able to see what assignments they're completing, what assignments they're not completing. If they complete an assignment, they'll get a 3, which is standard. But in my class, when the assessments are given, they're actually going to be able to get a 3, 3.5, or a 4. A 4 for me is when students are creating Spanish on their own. Say we're studying parts of the house, and then I just tell them, okay, here's a picture of a kitchen. Please tell me a few things about what's going on, where the items are in the kitchen, and without any prompts, and then just them creating Spanish. So students will definitely have opportunities to get a 3.5, or a 4 in my class. Also, students will receive a habits of learning grade from me, which will let my students know, let the parents, guardians know how the students' habits in the classroom are either helping or hindering their performance in their efforts to learn Spanish. Um, Remind them, hey, you know what? You're not really at standard with your habits of learning grade. How about what's going on? And just maybe call it to their attention. It doesn't affect their grade whatsoever, but I believe it affects their performance on these assessments. My contact info is that I'm on the website, school website. If you need to get in touch with me, the email is probably the best. I check it often. Schoology messages work just fine. And if you want to talk to me, leave me a message or leave me a voicemail, and we can talk one-on-one. Sometimes the messages back and forth take a little bit more time, but maybe they lose you know, some communication along the line. So let me know how I can best help your student, and hopefully this makes it fun. Let's have fun in the classroom, but hopefully they're learning their Spanish. Gracias.